Hey everybody, welcome back to Park Time Adventures. So today we're discussing some news. It's a couple of days old. I actually already made a video about this a couple of days ago, but I guess the microphone wasn't turned on, and when I went to go edit and upload it, there was no sound. So now this is kind of a take two. But anyway, the news I'm talking about is that Disneyland has delayed its reopening, so it will not be opening on July 17th as was originally announced. So the reason for that being is that the state of California has said that they will not be reviewing guidelines for theme park reopening until July 4th, which would not give Disneyland enough time to plan a reopening between the 4th and the 17th, so they are going to be delaying that. Now, Downtown Disney is still going to open on the 9th, so that hasn't changed, which leads me to believe that Disneyland won't be delayed too long. My guess would be maybe the end of July or early August is when we will see the new reopening, but they haven't announced a date yet. They're going to wait on that until the state releases their guidelines and they can see, what adjustments they'll need to make to whatever their original proposal was for reopening. So we're looking forward to hearing that and finding out when the actual official date's going to be. And then something else I wanted to talk about too is what Disneyland is going to be like when it does reopen. So if there's probably going to be, masks of course are going to be mandatory. There's going to be, social distancing, 6-foot markers, things like that. And I would imagine there probably will be temperature checks as well when you're entering the park, either through like the security bag check or through another point where they're going to have either like touchless thermometers or just the thermal cameras that are checking people's temperatures as they walk by it. So that's not going to be the big inconvenience, and even social distancing is not going to be a huge issue. Wearing masks is going to be the biggest problem, at least as far as enjoying the park goes, because it's going to be hot, especially here in California and in Florida. Florida probably has it worse with the humidity, but it's going to be hot, especially in the summer. Having to wear a mask all day, it's going to be uncomfortable. But to me, it's worth it to be able to go back to Disneyland again, so it's a small price to pay. And then another measure that they're taking is reduced capacity. Now, we don't know exactly what that means or what that's going to look like. Some people have speculated 20-25%. But what is 20-25% of their capacity? How many people is that? And how is that going to look? To me, I would think that 20-25% is going to be like nothing. It's going to seem like the park is empty. It's going to feel like there's nobody there. I would imagine the wait times almost though being the same just because of the extra measures. Even though there's less people, they're going to have to sanitize ride vehicles, I believe, in between every guest's use. So it's going to slow down the loading process, which will make, even though they said there's less people in the queues, it's going to make it take probably roughly about the same amount of time. So even if there's only enough people in line, let's say for Peter Pan, that would make it 15-20 minutes because of the extra procedure, could make it take that normal 45 to 50 minutes. But like I said, we'll see what it looks like when it does. They haven't even, I don't think, announced all of the guidelines that they're going to be doing. This is just kind of speculation and guessing, in my opinion, at this point. But this is also going off of what we've seen at the other parks as well, what they did with Shanghai and Hong Kong, and then what they're going to be doing in Florida. So Florida now is going to be opening, possibly weeks earlier, if not a month earlier than Disneyland. So we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on that to see what they do. There's also going to be a reservation system, which is what they're going to do to help limit capacity, where you'll be able to go on and basically pick the date, and I think from what we saw at Walt Disney World, the time that you're planning on visiting as well. Whether you're going to be there in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. So I imagine it's probably going to be something similar to what we did to get reservations for Galaxy's Edge, and those were gone in like minutes. So I expect the reservations to be hard to get, possibly, especially with the amount of pass holders that Disneyland has. So it could make it tough. Hopefully we get one for whenever they do reopen. We do still plan on going to Downtown Disney on opening day. I believe it said it's July 9th. So we do plan on being there. So keep an eye open for that video. And then let me know down below in the comments what you think as well as far as Disneyland's delayed reopening and what you think Disneyland's going to be like. Is it still going to be worth it to go with the new guidelines, with the masks and all that? Or do you think you're going to wait till maybe it dies down and you can have a more normal Disney experience? Like I said, for us, all of that will be worth it to be able to go again, so we expect to go either on opening day or as close to it as we can get. We want the earliest reservation that we will be able to get, so we plan on being there. But let me know what you guys think. And then don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're not already subscribed and like this video. Don't forget we do have the 100 subscriber challenge still in effect. We do have a few new subscribers that have been joining us, so make sure that you guys are sharing with your family and friends as well. When we get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to go on Silly Symphony Swings for the first time. Not a ride I typically, or type of ride I typically do. I've never been on it. But I do plan on probably getting sick and throwing up. So if you guys want to see that, make sure that you subscribe and share our video. And until next time, thank you guys for watching.